Well, hello everyone, welcome back. So this was the beginning of a new pit right here that we were just starting to mine. We were right at the top of the mountain here pretty much. And we were moving the material like straight back behind that truck there. About 3 or 4 miles there, and that's where we were dumping it. So take a mountain here and put it over there. So I'm getting loaded here by Komatsu PC 5500. And there used to be a town site right in behind here called Mountain Park, and it was also called the Mountain Park Mine. And they mined there from 1911 till June of 1950 when it shut down. They just got into surface mining then. It was like the beginning of surface mining, and I think the first in the country here. But anyways, yeah, they had a town there. It was about 1,500 people at one time, and all these old mine shafts ran right under here. And so we kept running into the old mine shaft, and one time there we were on night shift, and it was, I don't know, it was about 2 a.m. or 2:30 a.m. or something like that, and the shovel operator called the foreman and said that he'd just hit an old mine shaft, so that was pretty cool. And so we made sure there for a 3 a.m. break that we were all close to that shovel, and so a few of us walked over there, and we all shined our lights, and we looked down the old mine shaft, and yeah, we couldn't see bottom, but it was pretty cool to see something that was, from the early 1900s there. This is where the old town of Mountain Park would have been there, right to the left. That's where it would have sat. Another time, a hoe operator was digging into the coal seam there and found a bunch of metal plates and rails and stuff like that, and they had a lot of mine explosions back in the day. Like, quite a few people got killed underground there, so always made us wonder if that's what it was. We didn't see any bones or anything, but maybe that was a mine explosion from way back. But it's just crazy to see it. Like, we're so far down in the center of the mountain at that point. That was the P&H 4100 there, shovel 10 we called it. Takes 3 buckets to load the truck. But anyway, let's get back to the show.
Okay. Do I have to back in there, or is there room for you to turn around there? Room for you to turn around. I'll stay out of your way. I'll dig from behind me here. Keep an eye on you. But yeah, if you...
So when we got 2 trucks backing into the shovel here, they call this double backup. You can see there's some flags in behind the shovel there. So what you got to do is wait until he's loading the other truck, and then you square up to the flags, and you just make sure that you're not inside the flags, because if you are, when he swings around, he's going to tag your truck. And believe me, that thing is massive compared to those trucks. Those trucks are massive, but the shovel's, 5 times as big and heavy, and yeah, it's crazy how big it is. But there's been people that have backed in there. I don't know how they do it, but the shovel swings around and hits the truck. Happens the odd time, but we've had dozers and stuff that have been working around the shovel, and the shovel swings around and hits the dozer. But that stuff happened before my time, like years ago. This is where they came up with these different safety, features or way to do mining without getting anybody killed or equipment wrecked. But it goes pretty fast. Like, it looks slow there, but I mean, he's moving a lot of earth every scoop, and these trucks just go like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, around the clock. We don't stop for nothing. 2 breaks a day. We get a break at 11 o'clock in the morning and one at 3 o'clock. And so yeah, it's like I said, it looks slow, but literally moving mountains here. Now this second truck there, the operator just might not have felt comfortable backing in there, or you can see there's a bit of a tail there. There's a bunch of rocks on the ground, and maybe he didn't want to run over the rocks. They're a lot bigger than what they look there. So that could have been it. But normally the truck would be backed right in there, and then the shovel would just basically have to take a scoop and load, and then there's no waiting for the truck to back up like you see there. And I'm pretty sure that's the truck that got buried or partially buried there in a wall failure in this area. But when we were farther down, there was a There was a real dangerous section there. Just actually, this might have been the actual spot. I can't remember, but it was after we were down about four or five benches, and the wall let go one night, and yeah, pretty scary. It didn't bury the whole truck, but it buried a corner of it anyways. If you've seen those videos that I made where I camped out in the mountains for I think 26 days or something, that the title says something about camping in the mountains for 26 days. Anyways, in those videos, one night there I just put my quad engine together and I drove from camp up to the peak of that mountain right behind the shovel there. Anyways, if you watch that video, or if you do watch it, you'll see where I'm up there at about, I don't know, 10 o'clock at night. You know, kind of give you an idea what the view looks like behind where I'm in the truck here. And they used to actually race up to that mountain back in the 1920s, 30s, 40s. They used to have a race where they'd run up to the peak of that, and it's cool. Up on the rocks there, you can see like 1950 and 1942, and it's pretty cool. Lots of history in the area.
And I'm just kind of going through some of this overtime stuff, and you put in for pumping our dozer, and you're trying to...
Slow it down a bit. Do that much, move that much earth. One truck at a time. Cool, the difference. It doesn't look like anything at all, but look at the size of that. That whole hill probably only took a week? No, not a week, but probably a month? Maybe longer than that, a month and a half. Well, I wish we had a freaking place with a nicer view.
Yeah, do you want another load up there?
So here's a huge Leturneau Loader. They're just massive, these things, and there's a big diesel engine. I'm not sure if they're V12 or V16 diesel, and it powers a big electric generator just like the trucks. So it's just crazy power in those things, and yeah, I forget how many buckets it takes. I think it takes 5 or 6 buckets to load the truck. That's a D11 up top there. The big diesel engine powers the electric generator, and then that powers the wheel motors, and that's how these trucks and that loader, that's how they move. So when I started at that mine, this was the first pit that I started at, and we were at pit bottom, so we were quite a ways down there, and that's where all the action was. But anyway, this was the ramp coming out. We'd come out there, and then that pit there is all filled in now.
Well, you're back at her? You betcha. How much time did you lose there? We'll say an hour. Betcha, thanks.
So every time you come back to work after your 4 days off. It's crazy how much earth has been moved in those 4 days. Sometimes you can hardly recognize it. But yeah, just truck after truck, they keep filling in. This is where the pit is super narrow right there, but it opens pretty wide there, and you'll see another shot of it here, another video, and there'll be better videos of it after showing just how huge the pit is.
Radio silence has been called for.
Yeehaw! Here she goes. Hold on to your shorts, folks. Here she goes. Here she goes. She's gonna, holy smokes. Well, that wasn't that great. Barely even shook the cat. That's about 2 kilometers away from me, and usually the ground shakes. Well, I did actually shake slightly, but usually it shakes it quite a bit more. It wasn't even that loud. Oh well. Putting another lift on this dump here. There's the other cat way over there. When I started here, we were way down on pit bottom. Basically right at the end where that cat is. This is a pit all the way to the base of those mountains. Big, huge pit. We filled it all in about, well, I've only been here 3 years, and we haven't been working on this pit the whole time. We actually started a whole new pit. So I'd say it took about 2 years, a year and a half, probably a year and a half to fill this pit in. But it's not completely filled. We got to go up to the level of that. And then we'll just contour it in just like the way it originally was, and never know we were even here. Crazy. This is right where I learned to dirt bike. Used to be a bunch of coal piles here. Yep, we sure tore it up. Oh well. So years ago, in about 2004, just before this mine opened up, this was an area right here where everybody used to camp and dirt bike and stuff. It was just a haven for that because there was all the old mine workings and all the trails and stuff. So it was kind of sad when we had to come in and mine that. But actually that area just opened up like last year. That trail, that area is all reclaimed back in there, or it's getting reclaimed, and they're opening up the trail again. This is just another angle of it here. You can still see the old fire pit and one of the old picnic tables and the designated trail sign right in there. So that little section was all left untouched. Here's the size difference of the
kilometer 1 going to service space.
Size difference of a pickup truck to a haul truck. There's the blast. That was all level. Those piles are probably 30 feet high. Just blew the right out of it. Piles are as tall as the trucks. Wow. That was one hell of a blast.